Welcome back to another video, guys. I got the cfmoto Cforce 600 touring again. Today we're gonna complete makeover. Not only am I doing the 1.5 inch lift kit, I will also be throwing on some new wheels and new tires. If you guys saw my last video, I previewed the tires, but today it's getting all done. Well, it's gonna be like a 2-day thing because today I'm doing the lift. Tomorrow it's no business is open right now that I can mount the tires. So tomorrow it will get mounted and then I'm gonna throw them on. So yeah, it's a 2-day build actually. 2-day build. I just got the oil changed like 2 days ago. Let's get right into it because I want to see this thing lifted already. All right, so we got a couple more parts for my 4-wheeler. Let's go ahead and open it. You can kind of already tell what it is. There's the 4-wheeler. Little box, you know, some hardware. What do we have? Rear hardware, front hardware, and you could kind of tell what this is already. Front brackets, Perfex Industries. It's the Perfex 1.5 inch lift kit. So here are the brackets for the front, brackets for the back, front hardware, rear hardware. So I'm gonna measure it real quick too, just to see where we're at right now before the lift kit. And since it doesn't really have a good straight part where I can measure from, I'm gonna measure from this corner, and then back here, I'm gonna measure from this corner and see where we're at. So front wheel reads right at like 33.5 from the corner. That's from the tape being flat on the ground. Let me just show you guys. Flat on the ground. That right there is just a little kink, but that's 33.5 front corner. The back corner, it's at 31.5. And obviously it's not like super accurate, but I'm going off of those corners just so when I remeasure those corners, it will show the difference. So that's where we're going off of for now. Alright guys, so after you have your wheel and tire off, the first step is to remove this, which is holding your shock assembly. It's just a 15mm. You want to hold it one side with the socket and one side with the wrench. So this is actually pretty easy. As soon as I took that bolt off, this moved so easy, so clear. There was no need to force it out. And as for this, this is the left side of the wheeler. This is the part that's going to go. So you're going to have two. The other side, the other piece has the hook on the other side. This one is for this side, so it's pretty easy. You lift this up, this goes right here. just harder with one hand, but there we go. So you see, there's your bracket. You're gonna put down here on your original mounting holes, you're gonna put one just like this, but except this is gonna go between the bracket. You feed the bolt through, and then you put a lock nut. And then we're gonna attach the shock to the new holes up here, which is what gives it that lift. All right, so I'm pretty much done. I went ahead and did this one so I can show you guys exactly how it goes. So you put your bolt and you put a washer between the shock and the bracket, and same thing on this side. You're gonna put another washer just like this side, and then you put your lock nut. I've been putting some Loctite on them just because look at the threads, like look at this bolt right here, it barely sticks out, and that's like tighten. It comes with no torque specs, so you gotta kind of use your own judgment, or I don't know, maybe if I look up on their site there might be some torque specs, so don't quote me on any of that, guys. Just make sure you're careful and safe if you ever do this installation. I'm just gonna tighten them to where I feel like they're snug, but not to the point where I obviously want to over break it. This one is a little concerning, but at the same time I'm not too worried because it's a lock nut with some Loctite. As for this one, I just started it just so I show you guys exactly how it goes, but let me snug it up, get it tight, and that's pretty much it. This side will be done. Here's where we're at with the passenger side. It is all done. It's just the same procedure. One thing about this kit is they really could give more threads on these bolts. Once again, same problem as over there. And here, little threads too. I could go out and switch those out, but for now I just want to see how it looks. Here's how it's sitting after I took the jack. And you see the front tires, they kind of, you could see how they're angled now. That's because they recommend you get wheel spacers or wider tires if you do the lift kit. I do have wider tires, so I won't be needing spacers, but you could see how they don't really stick out much anymore. But it does look taller. So my bad about earlier, guys. There is torque specs. That's why I just took some time right now and went back and torqued them. I was only a couple clicks away, so I wasn't too far off. So here they are. Make sure you torque everything to spec so you can safely ride. Once again, this is for the front, and this is for the back. The wheels just go torqued to factory recommendations. All right, so here's how we're looking for the back side. So two things you need to do to each side is wheels off on both sides. Then on your rear shocks, you want to remove the bolts holding it in. I already have it done. It's also 15 millimeter. You take it off on both sides. Then after you do that, you want to come out here and grab this cotter pin on your axle nut. Still gotta get mine, but you gotta bend it back up. There we go. You bend it back up, you get it out of there. Then you'll need a 30 millimeter to get that castle nut, is what they're called. and I already have mine ready to go. It should come off pretty easy. I'll get that done and show you guys. So both sides now have the axle nut off, the cotter pin, and like I was telling you guys, each side needs to have this bolt removed. The hardest part so far was getting this cotter pin out. This one was super bent, so it was just hard getting it to come out straight. But so far, that's been the hardest thing. Let's see how this keeps going. All right, so it looks like, again, with our 15mm, we come right here on each side and remove this. This is what holds the whole hub to the axle. So once we get that, it'll come out freely. So we remove it on this side and the other side. All right, guys, so where I'm at right now, I just finished the other side, but I just want to show you guys so you kind of get an idea and you know what's going on. You put this ring, it's like a spacer, on your axle. So it just goes in there. And it's gonna sit back here. Once you have that in there like this, then you just put it back into your hub. After you have it in your hub, then you put a new castle nut. So you will not reuse the same castle nut, and you will not be able to fit a cotter pin again. So you get it back in place and you put a new castle nut. I believe the torque spec for it was 300 pounds. Make sure you double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember. I will also double check before I redo it. So now that everything is tight on both sides, the castle nut for the axle, what holds the whole assembly in place, ready for the lift mount, the brackets. So I got this one in to show you guys. It's actually pretty easy. The bottom hole down here, that's what's going to go into your old bracket mount. The hole up here, this is going to be for your shock, but I think we got to put some washers between it. I think I saw something like that in the instructions, so I'll get back to it if we do. But yeah, I got that in already, and the nut. I don't have it tightened down right now because I want to get both sides ready, and then that's when I'll move on to over here. So far, it's gone on pretty good. It was really easy to do. Let's hope it's easier to do on the other side, because the other side, that's where we have the exhaust, so we might struggle a little bit, but let's cross our fingers. All right, guys, here it is, all done, all wrapped up. Perfect 1.5 lift kit. I don't know if I'm trying to get a good angle of it. There you go. There's the bracket. I definitely had the worst experience on the other side. This side was super easy. I knocked it out really fast. Just remember, fasten everything, double check everything. All I gotta do now is get my wheels back on, which will be pretty fast. Let me show you guys where I struggle the most. So it was this part. I kept hitting this corner up here. This corner kept hitting on that plastic. I had to bang it in a little bit, but I finally got it to seat right, and I got the bolts in. It's all tightened down, all fastened, ready to go. So now that it's all done, it's now flat on the ground, it's off the jack. Let's get the final measurements. It was at 33.5 earlier today. Right now it's at like 35.25, I'd say. Earlier today, this back corner was at 31.5. Let's see. We're now at 34.5. 34.5, so yep. It's definitely taller. It feels taller too. Where I noticed the biggest difference in height is the back. The hitch was sitting a little bit lower, and it just looks, the whole back just looks much higher now. It was only 1.5 inches, but man, it really made a difference. You guys like my fishing pole setup? I placed them there, and I just like how that setup was from when I was fishing over the weekend. I like how it looks. Now let's take a quick second to admire this beautiful truck. But yeah, here's how it's looking so far. All right, guys, it is now a new day. I got my truck all loaded, ready to go mount the wheels on the tires. All right, guys, I am now back home with the wheels and tires. Time to throw them on. Only thing though, when I was loading them, I broke my tailgate. If you guys have seen my shorts ever, I replaced this already because it was broken before. But I think it's beyond the actual handle. It's the actual assembly on the inside. So, you know, instead of buying wheels and tires, I should have probably been getting this fixed for sure. But it don't matter. That's probably the next update. Another thing I need to do on this, just updating for the subscribers, is get new headlights. These are like junk. They're always falling out. New headlights probably too. And that, so stay tuned. That's a little more content coming along. So let's get these tires on though. Alright guys, so the project was put on pause because the OEM lug nuts didn't fit. So I just went ahead and got some different ones. I went with the spikes. So let's continue. That'll do it guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the 2-day build on my cfmoto 600 touring. So pretty simple. It's the Perfex 1.5 inch lift kit and some 14-inch wheels. As for the tires, I did go by 27x9 and 14 of course. I feel like they fit pretty good. The max you can go on this lift kit is 28, but I feel like these 27s fit perfect. They close the gap pretty good, and I turned it both ways. They don't rub at all, and they look mean for sure. These are all-terrains. The other ones I had were kind of like of a muddy, I forgot the name I had. They had like Mud Light, something like that. But other than that though, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It definitely looks a lot more aggressive, a lot nicer, and I like how the black wheels complement the red and black all around. So if you guys like the build, I hope you like the video, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.